Okay, so with the introduction, I think it's fine in this case to actually open the introduction of the essay like you have here, and then put the actual key question in there. Normally, I would suggest that the question goes immediately at the start of the essay, so you're sort of like ticking that box of actually getting the title in there, the discursive title. However, the way that you've written this, I think it actually lends itself to actually probably being best placed there. As you probably mentioned in an email to me, all of this data needs referencing. It all needs citing. Geography essays are often primarily based on primary research. You do need secondary research in there. However, often with a more heavy on the primary research, any opportunity to reference and cite and get that bibliography more chunky, showing that you're using a range of sources is a very good idea. So yeah, stuff like this, these data here, all needs citing. That needs citing. Anything at all that you have got from somewhere else that you did not know already or have made a judgment about needs citing. Okay. Now you've put here, my family was hit during the tsunami in the region. I would just make that a little bit clearer. Something about, how enables you to really connect with the essay because you were affected, because you were in the area. Just maybe change the language with that. And you've put why it's significant. The question is significant to the future of Khao Lak, as the essay will investigate several factors that contribute into how prepared the region is for a disaster. Maybe just change the language a bit. Due to the devastating effects that the tsunami of 2004 had on Khao Lak, this is significant for the future of Khao Lak in order to ascertain how prepared they are should a tsunami of a similar magnitude hit the region or the area again in the future. Maybe just changing the language a little bit. Okay. Now, what you haven't got here, oh yes, you have. Yeah, I think you need a multi-stage mapping, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe even here. Title multi-stage map, but the multi-stage mapping, where Thailand is, maybe the world, then where Thailand is in the world, and then where Khao Lak is on in Thailand. Make sure they've got compass direction. Make sure they've all got scales on it, similar to what you did with the multi-stage map in your geography IA. Yeah, that is a nice source. I mean, yeah, your multi-stage map could go after this section here. So again, your definition, reference the definition of the tsunami. Put a nice diagram in there. Again, it does need citing, it does need referencing. Can you add any labels to that diagram to show that you've done something with it? Okay, now, right. So this is where a multi-stage map needs to go, and this would work better. So you've got Thailand in there. It sort of like looks a little bit incomplete. That so go do it the same type of like style as you did for your geography IA. Could you incorporate anything about the economy? Okay, you put in agriculture and commercial fishing. Yeah, anything additional about the tourist industry, maybe linked to any data, statistics connected with the tourist industry in Khao Lak. Again, citing, referencing all the way through it. Yeah, more referencing, citing. Now, what I would do for now is I would be actually putting subheadings in there. So, creating that structure, introduction or background information, locational map, theory relating to tsunamis. So you structure the essay accordingly using those subheadings. And then here you have your methodology. Now, when you do the methodology, you need to be looking at what primary data you collected and what secondary data you collected. I think you need some information about looking at the importance of that data as well, like you would in a justification, an overview about why that data was important to collect. Well, you've got a balanced view in there. So what's this here? Bangsak Merlin Hotel was recently built in 2017. Okay. So I'm a bit confused how this flows here. You'll have to explain this to me. I'm a bit confused because you've gone from sort of like methodology and then into this bit about some new hotels. I'm struggling to see where you're going with this. So, like I said, by structuring the subheadings of methodology, divide it into primary data, what primary data you collected, why it was important to collect that data, maybe subdivisions of primary data. What you also need is a section for secondary data as well. So you'll then need what secondary information did you collect, where did you get that secondary data from, why was it important to collect that secondary data. Now we've got a map in here, but I'm not sure what you're doing with that. It's, you need to annotate maps, maybe have photos on them, maybe chop that bit down a bit so you've got room for the photos to one side of it. Oh, okay, so we've got this here, the key. You need to do a bit more with that. Yeah, annotate photos around it. Well, what are you trying to show? Again, subheadings here. We need to think about the structure of the essay. What are you structuring this in? Is this the data presentation / analysis section? I'm struggling a bit with understanding where you're going with this. So make sure those subheadings go in there. Where are the evacuation centres on the map? Have we got those on there? Let's have a look. Yeah, you need to know where the evacuation centres are. So can we use a subheading for the data presentation / analysis, linking to preparation? And if I go a little bit further with this, let's see what we can think about how we're going to actually group this data together. So we do need a subheading, data presentation / analysis, divided into different areas, and then presenting that information, and then making some, judgment and explanation about it and relating to how prepared it is. A lot on evacuation. That certainly was quite nice. Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's nowhere near finished, this essay. Okay, it's nowhere near finished, right? So what we need to do, look at the advice that I've given you about the early stages of the essay, right? Then we need to think about, well, what data are you collecting, right? Dividing that into different areas. Now, before you even do the data presentation stroke analysis, you need to